Norfolk's police chief announced an arrest in the assault near downtown. That attack has received nationwide attention.
The victims in this case, two reporters from the Virginian Pilot. The suspect, a 16-year-old boy. Police say he was part of a, in their words, handful of people who attacked both at church in Brambleton. Then on your sides, Ann McNamara took your questions to the chief of police today. Ann?
Tom, the big news today, the arrest of a 16-year-old boy. He's charged with throwing a missile at a vehicle, 2 counts of simple assault by a mob, destruction of property, and participation in a riot. Police say more arrests could be forthcoming, and a lot of people, including Virginian Pilot editorial, accused the police of turning a blind eye to this whole situation. Well, today the acting police chief sat down with reporters to address all of their questions. Church in Brambleton, 11 o'clock on a Saturday night. 2 newspaper reporters driving home from the Addicts Theater pulled up to a red light and an unexpected crowd of 30 people. Someone in the crowd throws a rock that prompts 31-year-old Dave Forrester to get out.
The first punch was like square right in the nose.
Forrester and his female colleague told 10 on Your Side they took a beating. They told us they were disappointed by police who failed to interview witnesses. Today, Acting Police Chief Sharon Chamberlain sat down to address questions.
Officers on scene did, in fact, speak to some of the witnesses available at that point.
Do you know how many?
3.
And did that add to the investigation?
At that point, it did not add to any specifics of the information, of the investigation.
The female reporter claims an officer told her to, quote, shut up and get in the car.
We are looking into that particular situation and allegation, and that we will, we're handling that as an internal way to make ourselves better.
Chamberlain says police have been on the case since the beginning and said they could have worked quicker had it not been for all the distractions. She points to the 16-year-old boy behind bars as proof police do not ignore crime.
The streets of Norfolk are safe. We are a vibrant city. We are growing. We are changing each and every day. And citizens should not judge our streets in the light of this particular event.
But some still do. Coming up tonight at 6, what about that safety? Is it safe in this area? Do citizens have anything to worry about? 10 on Your Side talked to residents. You'll be really interested to hear what they say. We'll also show you a crime map of this area from that very week of the incident, again, back in April, when 2 reporters say they were assaulted right at this intersection. Live in Norfolk, I'm Ann McNamara, 10 on Your Side.
A lot has been said about the possibility that this was a racially motivated crime. Now listen closely to what the police chief had to say about that.
At no time in our investigation or in the statements taken from the victims did it appear that this assault was racially motivated.
So why did this police report indicate it was? Police told us last night it was a computer glitch. We sent 10 on Your Side Stephanie Harris to find out if that glitch has been fixed. Stephanie?
Nicole, the answer is no, and it's not going to be fixed. That's because police spokesman Chris Amos claims it's not a problem, and here's why. The way he explains it, you see where it's checked yes next to the words suspect hate, bias motivated? Well, on that next line over, the officer has written unknown. Amos said whenever an officer writes the words yes or unknown, the computer automatically checks the yes box. It only checks no if the officer writes the word none. Amos said it happens often, so we went to the Central Records Division and asked to see all of the assault reports for the last 2 weeks. Police told us that would take a couple of days to get that material in order, so I then asked if we could just see another report where the same thing happened. Police could not find one in the last 2 weeks, but they did find this one dated April 13th, confirming it has happened before.
Way too much importance is being put on that initial report in the sense that it's a baseline report. That's all it is, nothing more.
A baseline report, Amos said. Investigators are not handcuffed to it. He said reports are adjusted and modified throughout any investigation as new information is revealed. Now, whether this crime was racially motivated or not, some viewers are telling us that it's the age of the criminal that is of most concern to them. New at 5:30, we'll hear from a man who's been working with at-risk kids for years about his plan on how we could fix that. Stephanie Harris, 10 on Your Side.
And wrapping up our top story now, Norfolk's acting police chief, Sharon Chamberlain, held a news conference announcing the arrest of a 16-year-old boy for the April 14th attack on two Virginian Pilot reporters at Church Street and Brambleton Avenue. Chief Chamberlain says there were a lot of people on the streets of downtown Norfolk because of events at several venues that had just ended. She also said only a handful of people were involved in the attack. You can watch today's entire news conference on WAVY.com.